clients that are saying, you know, my hair is falling out and I don't know what's going on, one of my first questions is, what medications are you taking? Because a lot of people don't realize that a lot of medications that our community has to take, you know, the high blood pressure, the cholesterol, the diabetes, affect your hair and its growth. And I know that from personal experience with blood pressure. And it's like, okay, I can't deal with this. Let me work on taking care of this blood pressure and by other means, so I don't have to take this medication because I can't lose my hair. So yeah, it's just educating clients and, you know, finding out what their needs are and how we can get them met.
So you're creating a whole experience. So when that client comes to you, they're going to be literally walked through on how to care for their hair on their own, and also when they come to the salon with you.
Right, because one thing you can't do is text me 2 days later and say, this didn't last. I'd be, what did you do?
What you do? Be honest, what you do?
What did you do? That is the question. What did you do?
So that's like what you just said is like so key. So how can you in your own business bring that experience so that when people come to you for your service or to book you for something, an event or a shoot or whatever, a mentorship opportunity, that they know when they're coming to you, they're going to get this experience. It's not just going to be, and then some people might not be looking for experience. And to me, they're not mine. They're my client or
they're not.
Yeah, exactly, my cup of tea. They're not me. But
not good,
that was really good what you just said. Yeah. Jayde, I had a question. So do you get people bringing you like pictures of like designs and like, hey, make this, and they only got like 1 yard of fabric?
Yeah. And I'm like, we gonna need about 6 yards.
It's like, what you want this for your dog?
To complete this whole thing. You know?
They want an apron made.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I get a lot of customers that don't understand, like, custom designing is so much work. It's so much work. You know, we can't just go and get something from China, have them ship it in, and then sell it to you. I mean, if that's what you want, you know, by all means, go and get it. But not me. My fabrics, they come from Africa. You know, they come from, you know, out of state. So when you're, you know, when I have a customer come to me and they're like, oh, well, this is the fabric that I have. Or I tell them, hey, this how much fabric gonna be on top of, you know, what I'm making you. They're like, that's way too much. Like, you're charging way too much.
They're just the wrong client.
Yeah. And I'm learning that. Like, I've only been doing this, like, my business for a year now. And in that year, I've learned so much about myself, and I've learned so much about my business and what I want my business to be like. And like that is like number one. Just making sure that I explain to my clients, you know, this is what it is. This is how it's going to be. If you don't understand that, then I am not the person for you.
Yeah.
Turning them away without being so emotional about it. Yeah.
And if you can do that, that just opens the door for those other clients, those ones that will pay you, that will. So setting those procedures and expectations right up front. Right up front. Yeah. Okay. So my next question is about body positivity. So what does body positivity mean to you?
I'll say for me, it's my perception that I have of myself, and I make sure that it's eluded to the world as well. So even if I have something that doesn't look right on me, I'm like, let me adjust my shoulders.
Sit up straight.
And so then I'll automatically have a positive feel about myself, and it shows, and I smile. And we smile with your eyes, and hi everybody. And, you know, and it comes off authentic. Like I can feel the energy from other people. Like everyone just lit up when I just did that. So it just brings in that good energy to me. Because I want to surround myself with good, positive energy. So if I make sure that I'm eluding that to everyone else, and it's genuinely coming from within me, and other people see it, I feel good. And that other people can see it as well. And it just brings good vibes around me.
Yeah, and even though you'll repel people too, they're like, she's too happy, I ain't want to do her.
Goodness.
And so you repel them too, which is great. Repel as many people as you can. get them out of your space, so you can make room for the people that are supposed to be there. You know, I truly believe that. I'm quick to kick somebody out my life. Quick. So that's good. Yeah, exactly.
Unfollow.
I've been unfollowing people. I used to didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I can't have that crazy stuff on my timeline. It just messes me up.
You know, every 20 minutes.
I actually got checked for unfollowing somebody.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She was like, I couldn't help but notice
She has too much time on
that you unfollowed me.
You noticed that I.
You noticed? I said yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And that was
left it at
yes,
no explanation.
You know,
no explanation.
Yeah.
That's just what we did.
And
Act
Facebook
right.
has that nice
Yeah.
little snooze button. It's like, you know what? Let me put you on probation. You see how I feel after this 30 days.
Exactly.
It's so funny. Anybody else? What does positivity mean to you?
Well, body positivity to me, it kind of goes beyond what most people think about it, because a lot of people say, oh, well, you're accepting your flaws and accepting you as is, which is great. I believe you should accept your flaws. But it's also being aware of the positive things that you need to incorporate in your lifestyle to be well, physically, mentally, spiritually. You know, you have to understand your flaws in order to correct them. You know, not all flaws are healthy flaws. Some things are negative. And my dad, he always says, a problem well defined, you know, you already have your half of your solution. So it's like, when you take a look at yourself and you say, you know what, I love this about me, I love this about me, this area I could probably work on and be a little bit better. And so it's taking a look at all of you and seeing what type of positive changes you can make to change those flaws that we should accept. You know, some things we should accept. You know, if we're heavier, we should be able to accept that and love ourselves, because our weight doesn't make us. But if you want to make those changes to be healthier, you have to be aware of what the flaw is that you're accepting in order to incorporate those positive changes. So I think it's just, it goes, you know, it incorporates your entire well-being. You know, it's just everything.
A lifestyle.
A lifestyle.
A lifestyle.
Yes, a lifestyle. Body hashtag. Well, I don't know if this is too long of a hashtag.
But
hashtag, right?
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle.
It is, and like how you said, the energy you even push off. It's like, okay, let me fix my shoulders, because your posture is everything. You can have on a bomb outfit, right? and the light,
still not exactly.
So it's like, you know, it's just everything, a lifestyle, like you said.
A lifestyle. Tera just.
Because I like how she put, I've never heard it, you know, I've heard like different pieces of how you people say it, but the way you just put it all together, I'm like, it's a lifestyle. So I like that. I would just tell my kids, my students that, that, you know, I would kind of always try to be relatable to them, so I would always just say, let your inner G, your inner gangster, be your inner G, be your energy, be your thriving force, be your... And they were like, you know.
And they resonate with that. So it's like,
I'm resonating like, I knew I was a G.
Me too, right? Girl, Tiffany, seriously.
Look, your energy, you know.
That's good.
So, but I like how you said you know, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Jayde, do you have any?
I would say more so inner. I feel like a lot of the time we look at the outer skirts, we look at, you know, how we look, how we dress, like she said, how we eat. But I feel like you can't do all those things if inside you're still not feeling good after those things have been accomplished.
Right, yeah.
And I know for me, I deal with depression. That is something that I deal with on a daily basis. And God brought me a really good friend that does not sugarcoat anything for me. And I don't sugarcoat anything.
That's good.
And that's what I needed. So if I'm down, she's always like, bruh, this can't happen. What are your next steps? What are you going to do?
That's
are you going to
solution driven.
So I know for me, you know, I took a loss a couple of days ago, and it broke my heart, you know, because I was just like, dang, like this was a good opportunity. But at the same time, it was a learning lesson for me, time management. And you don't get a lot of people that are honest with themselves.
Yeah.
And are honest up front and outward about it. Time management. You have to be able to align everything together. You have to be able to really make sure that inside you're feeling what you want to look like on the outside. So yeah, that's what I would say.
That's good. I love how everybody had something like different, but still was the same. Like you said, a lifestyle. And like for me, I'm still on this journey of like, what am I doing? People are like, well, you host and you design. And designing is like my foundation. I love that, right? But I love this whole educational part and helping other people realize the potential in them and bringing it out. Like I could sit back, be behind the scenes with you, and let you do all that stuff. And I kind of just give you like tips and strategies. I like that for me, right? And so when I've been doing a lot of like programs and other mentorships, and when I'm talking about go to action, it comes right back down to how they feel about themselves, that whole body, that image. That's why I was like, okay, now it's time for me to like go into this space and let's talk about this, so that when I'm talking about go to action, they're not stopped from, starting a nonprofit, opening up a hair salon, being a designer, being a lawyer. They're not stopped at doing those things because of how they feel about themselves. So this was important for me to start this dialogue so people feel more comfortable about it. But I know everybody has their own journeys, their own things that happened in the past. But bringing guests like you on to talk about it, your own, I feel like it'll resonate, if not with me, somebody else that comes and talks about it. So if you could go back and tell your, 14-year-old self something about, you now. So like if you can go back and say, I am, you 14 and you want to share something with your 14-year-old self that can help you now. So they won't be so caught up in, somebody doesn't like me, and they didn't invite me to the party. And those things that we go through as a teenager. Not saying you did or not. I know I went through a lot. I was bullied, all kinds of stuff. But what would you go back and tell your 14-year-old self? And it could be, do you want me to be specific, like about body positivity? Okay. No? Okay, just what would you go back and tell your 14-year-old self?
Too much.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Don't do
that. Listen, that's good. Like, you'll put a sign on there and be like, don't do that. Yeah. If you see him coming, or if you see this, or you see that,
lock a couple doors. It's not open. No, it's not your door, baby. It's not your door.
That's so funny. What would you tell your 14-year-old self?
I would say keep going.
Keep going.
I really cared about what people thought about me. And when you care, it just messes with you emotionally. And
it
now
does.
when I look at the people that bully me, I'm just like, ooh, God.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So I just wish I would have just kept going and not have allowed, or not have allowed certain things to happen to me and affect me long term.
Okay. Okay, so to keep going. So a 14-year-old, keep going.
I think for me,
don't do it.
Well,
okay. Yeah,
that was the fake
part of it.
I'm gonna say with the body positivity. I was an athlete for many years, and I didn't like how my body was shaping. I felt like I was too manly. I was too bulky. But if I look back at it, like, girl, my body was probably the bomb.
Oh, yeah.
But at the time, I was too muscular. My neck looked too, I felt like self-conscious about how I was developing. I felt like I looked manly. But now looking back at it, I probably had a gorgeous body. And I kind of wish I had it back now. But I think back now, just like, accept your body and love all the muscles, all the curves. And, don't try to shy away from it. Don't hide your body because, you're developing it. Right? You're training your body to be healthy. But I ran from it. And
so don't run for it and embrace your beauty.
I did not like it. I was like, shoulders too big. And I wish I would have, like, girl, it's okay, accept those shoulders. I would have done that.
I would say be true to who you are. Stay true to who you are. Don't try to conform to the next person because you like their hairstyle better than your hairstyle. You know, like your hairstyle too, like you were saying earlier. You know, just it might not work for me. So I would tell my 14-year-old self, stay true. What is it? To thine own self, be true.
Right.
So yeah, just to stay true and to trust God.
Trust God. Yeah.
That's it.
And the trust. That's good. Like I pray the things that I do, like, and like these type of conversations really just help other people, because I see people literally just stay stuck, like you talked about it for years in the things. And if you are, then that's what you need to go through at that time. So don't harp right? But the moment you realize it, let's make some shifts so that you can start doing other things in life. You know, that you can start, like, you know, just bring out more of that greatness inside of you. You know what I mean? So that's everything y'all saying is powerful. Like I almost like try not to go into tears. It's a lot to hear. Literally this day.
Just one more